most looking forward to over the next 4 or 5 or 6 days?
I mean, it's just a good time to go with the whole team and spend some time together. And obviously, yes, being close to my town, so seeing a lot of families and friends, it's always fun. But I think it's a good time for us to kind of go away and be together, play some golf and do different things around the city that everybody's going to enjoy and get the group together.
Thomas, opportunities like this don't come along very often for NHL players. Is that what you're looking forward to the most?
Yeah, I mean, I never thought I was going to play in Quebec City with the Sens, obviously. So it's going to be a lot of fun. It's just going to be obviously kind of at the same time a little bit of a dream that you dream of playing in front of your friends in your hometown almost. So no, it's going to be a fun weekend. We're going to do some things in the community and we're going to spend some time there all together. So definitely really looking forward to it.
How much of a tour guide are you going to be?
I'm going to try a little bit. I can't guarantee a whole lot. To be honest, we go down there where we stay in the old Quebec. We don't make our way there a whole lot, but we know a few things. A lot of guys actually came last year for my wedding, so a lot of guys kind of seen it a little bit. So, but no, I mean, there's a lot to do there. There's a lot of great restaurants, and I'm sure it won't be hard to figure out something to do with these guys.
So did you try to be part of the planning a little bit, though, and be like, hey,
Yeah.
you guys, I think we should do a dinner here. Like, this is a good spot.
Yeah, we got one tonight planned, and then obviously the rest of the weekend is different with obviously who's going to play the games and whatnot. But no, I'm going to try my best. I send a list of guys to a lot of restaurants I know that are good spots to go, and no, we're definitely going to have a lot of fun.
Would you like to play in both games?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I asked Greener that question to do so. I mean, you never know when you're going to get that chance ever again, and I have a lot of people coming to both games, and I mean, I wouldn't want to be sitting in the stands watching the games when we're in Quebec City, and I know there's so many people there to come see me play. So yes, it's only preseason games, but at the end of the day, it's just going to be fun to have everybody there in the same place.
How many friends or family would you have there?
I mean, like tickets wise, we got about like almost 70 each games. I think there's going to be a lot of people too that have already their own tickets and whatnot. So there should be a lot of people there, but it's going to make it fun.
Growing up near Quebec City, what are some of your earliest hockey memories? Just playing the game and learning how to skate. Where would you go play and skate?
Well, that would be all my hometown. We obviously grew up with Benny. If you guys watched the Bell episode, great episode. We showed the park where it all started. I mean, that's where we had the outdoor rink right by my house, so we spent so much time there. We were a lot of guys from my brother's age, which is 4 years older than me, to me being the youngest, and we'd be 10, 20, 15 guys every night just out there playing. So it's kind of where it all started, but for me in Quebec City was mostly just growing up and playing the Pee Wee tournament there, watching the Ramparts when I was a kid. So it's going to be fun to go back there and get to actually play in that building.
Did you ever get a Rompage jersey?
No, never.
Would you like?
Not that I know of, at least.
Would you like to see the Nordiques back in the league?
I mean, yes, from my perspective and my dad's perspective, probably that he loved the Nordiques. Probably, yeah. I mean, it's a hockey city. It's Canadian city. Like we talked earlier this week. It's they love the game. They love to have a team there. It's a beautiful city. There's a lot of fans there, and obviously I'd love to see it happen for sure.
And who would your dad cheer for?
The Sens, as long as I'm in the Sens.
Just a question about training camp. Just with Nick Jensen's status uncertain.
Yeah.
How has it been playing with Nicholas Matenpalo? Have you noticed him take a step?
It's been good. It's been good. I mean, last year he had a great year, so to be in camp with them, it's kind of getting used to playing with each other, and obviously the camp's very competitive, and the games, obviously we played our first game, and everybody's always kind of rusty and whatnot. So the practice has been going well. He's a good player. It's fun to be on his side. Super strong, skates very well, and feel like we get along really well. So hopefully we'll see in the next few games we get the chance to play together. But practice and everything's been great.
Can you go into more detail about what you think of Nicholas's skating? Like, I figured for his size, it's a bit surprising that he skates as well. What do you think?
If you see him in the gym, you'd understand why he's so fast. It's guy's a freak. He's super strong, and I mean, on a straight line, we did the skate test together, and he was pretty hard to keep up with. He's on a straight line. He's so fast and everything, and he moves really well. So, no, I mean, he comes every year. You give him credit. Every year he comes, and he's ready. He's up there in fitness testing every year. He's in very good shape. So, I mean, he puts all the chances on his side for sure.
We saw you so comfortable with Jensen last year. Did you learn something about yourself and maybe how you can adapt to a partner to get the best out of your playing?
Yeah, I mean, it had been a while that I wanted that, just to build chemistry with someone. When you go, you know that every night you're going out there with the same guy, and every practice you're out there with the same guy. It's fun to be able to, yes, play hockey on the ice, but also when we're off the ice, just to talk about different things. And we became good friends off the ice, and I think that's the first step of it, is getting along and spend some time together. And then when we get out there, it's having open conversations on the way he sees the game, the way I see the game, and finding the happy middle of where it could be the best combo, I guess, for pairing. And no, it was a lot of fun last year, and seeing him now at camp, feeling better and not hurting like he was last year. I mean, I'm just happy to see him back fully healthy, and hopefully we get right back to where we were last year. Comment? Dans quel sens? Oui. Oui, non, c'est ça. Ben, au bout de la ligne, c'est quand même des matchs sur concours. On est au courant que c'est plus de trouver tes répétitions, de retrouver un peu la game shape qu'on appelle. Mais non, ça va être ça qui va être un peu plus excitant qu'une game hors concours normale. Au fil des années, on dirait qu'on sont plus durs à se lever un petit peu pour les matchs hors concours, mais maintenant de savoir que toute ma famille, tous mes proches, tous mes amis vont être là, je pense que ça l'ajoute un peu d'envergure à la game, ça va être le fun. Oui, ben c'est ça, je disais, jamais j'aurais pensé ça dans ma vie que ça aurait arrivé, fait que de voir que ça arrive aujourd'hui, c'est comme tu dis, ouais, c'est quelque chose d'un peu de mon bucket list, c'est excitant, c'est le fun de jouer les games de hockey, mais aussi de montrer la communauté, de montrer d'où je suis né, d'où j'ai grandi à tous mes coéquipiers. Je pense que quand tu regardes au fil des années, quand les autres années on est allés dans la Nouvelle-Écosse avec Drake, tu voyais à quel point c'était excitant pour lui. Fait que je suis un peu dans le même bateau. J'ai juste hâte que le week-end arrive puis qu'on soit à Québec tous les gars ensemble. Oui, ça va très bien. Je pense que c'est le fun cette année dès le début du camp, je pense qu'on ne commence pas à la cause 1 dans un sens, contrairement à l'année passée avec le nouveau staff au complet. Fait que c'est le fun. Je pense que les pratiques se roulent beaucoup mieux. Les gars connaissent déjà la majeure partie des drills, le système. On a plusieurs ajustements, mais je pense qu'on connaît déjà la base au moins. Fait que non, c'est le fun. Le camp va très bien, c'est intense. Puis les gars sont vraiment compétitifs. Fait que c'est le fun. Tous les jours, on se pousse. Oui. Oui. Ben, j'apprécie. C'est tout, comme j'ai dit tantôt, je pense à chaque année qu'il arrive ici, il arrive de plus en plus en bonne shape. Il est toujours dans le top de la liste pour les gars dans tous les tests qu'on fait. Fait qu'il se donne la meilleure des chances de son côté. Fait que je pense que le reste qui arrive sa patinoire, c'est il a confiance en ce qu'il fait. Puis c'est ça l'important. Je pense qu'il se met toutes les chances de son côté. Puis quand on arrive à jouer des games, les pratiques, il est intense, il se donne au fond. Fait que c'est tout ce qu'on peut demander. Puis c'est certain qu'on est tous fiers de lui, de voir la progression qu'il a eue.
Quelles sont tes impressions de Claude Giroux qui joue à le niveau qu'il est
Ouais.
à l'âge de 37?
C'est extraordinaire, je pense, d'être capable de faire ça aussi longtemps. Au niveau qu'il a fait toute sa carrière, je pense que c'est extraordinaire. Il continue à se pousser été après été, même s'il ne veut pas, il devient de plus en plus vieux. Puis, non, tous les crédits pour lui, je pense que tu le côtoies, on le côtoie tous les jours, on voit à quel point il est compétitif, à quel point il veut toujours continuer à s'améliorer. Fait que, honnêtement, au même moment, c'est pas nécessairement une surprise. Hein.
Est-ce que tu connais ses secrets? Pourquoi il est assez successful dans son off-season training? On a essayé de demander...
Non, je connais pas son secret nécessairement, mais tu sais, juste la mentalité qu'il a. Tous les jours, il essaie de pousser le plus possible, même à l'âge qu'il a encore, avec toutes les affaires qu'il a dans sa vie. Puis c'est de tous les jours, il se présente au gym puis il veut s'améliorer. Fait que c'est ça, ça serait ça sa recette, je pense.
Claude, what are you looking forward to about going to Quebec?
Yeah, it's going to be a good time. Team bonding, have some practices and a few games. So it's, we're still at camp, still trying to get everybody on the same page system-wise, and just trying to get better out there.
I'm guessing it's your 16th, 17th camp. Have you lost?
Yeah, I'm not too sure, yeah.
Okay. Is there anything different about this one, or how you prepared for this training camp?
Maybe a little bit, but at the end of the day, every camp's the same. You're trying to play as well as you can, trying to work on your game, make sure that when the season starts, you're up to speed. Preseason and regular season's a big difference, so you try to kind of move your feet, make the right plays out there, and just try not to do too much.
Travis said that they asked you to do something maybe a bit different in the summer, and I asked him what, and he said you're going to have to ask Claude. Did you change anything about your training this summer, and just how you prepared, or I don't know, doing Pilates or anything different?
Yeah, no, we had good talks, but at the end of the day, in the summer, you're just trying to get a little faster, a little stronger, and just trying to get ready for the season. And it's a great time to work on all those things during the summer.
Anything specific from working with Jeremy that helped you in your off-season training?
I guess we'll find out.
How's it been feeling for you, knowing that there's been a lot of questions about where you'll fit in the lineup, but the last few days we've seen you skate with Brady and Tim, which we know we've seen that line before. What's it been like for you getting back with those guys and reconnecting in training camp?
Yeah, I mean, anytime you get to play those two guys, it's fun, and I feel like we have some good chemistry. We know where each other are going to be on the ice, and but we have a deep lineup, and whoever you play with, we're going to be happy with.
How does the team feel right now, like the energy compared to last year? Because there haven't been a ton of different changes.
Yeah, no, we're pretty much the same roster. We feel good. We feel like we're taking steps, but camp and preseason, it's hard to judge where you're at. You don't play your full team. You don't play against a full team the other side. System-wise could be a little crazy. When the season starts, that's when you can really evaluate your team. But right now, all we can do is work hard and keep getting better.
Does the team feel more mature?
I think so. I don't know. I don't know how you evaluate being mature, but I feel like we've learned a lot from the last 2-3 years since I've been here. So at the end of the day, we're just working on our game.
What did you know about Lars Eller before he joined the Sens this offseason?
He's a good player. Played a lot of games against him. We've matched up against him a lot. So I know a little bit what kind of player he is, and he's going to fit in great with our team. And he's been around a long time, so he's just a good pro.
How would you describe his skill set? What does he bring?
He's just hockey IQ. Being in a good position, can play any position, any situation during the game. He can play with anybody, so I think he can bring a lot to our team.
What are you expecting from games 2 in Quebec City? Like, this is a market that used to have the Nordiques. They haven't had an NHL team for a while. Like, just what do you think it's going to be like?
Yeah, the market there is great. I mean, played there in juniors, played some games, and we played where the Nordics used to play, and it was always packed, and the fans were pretty loud. So I don't expect anything but a good crowd there.
On those fans, how would you describe the hockey market, the passion that Quebec hockey fans have?
I mean, it's a little hard to say. I've only played there in juniors and never really. That's all I know really from Quebec City. So, but of what I've heard, they love their hockey, and can't really comment on that.
How much do you think last season was important for a guy like Tim Stützle just to have the experience of making the playoffs, and how do you think that kind of translates into his game this year?
Yeah, just living to it and going through it makes you realize a lot of things, and obviously for Timmy, it's great for him to have that experience, and we know we know what kind of player he is. We know what he's going to bring, but not just for Timmy, for everybody to have that experience that we did last year. It's going to be great.
Do you feel like how competitive are you two in practice together?
Yeah, anytime we're in practice, any drills, any games we play, he's a competitive guy. So anytime you have a guy like that on your line or on your team, it pushes you to be the same. Non, à chaque année, à chaque été, j'essaie de changer une couple de choses, puis faire sûr que je me mets en position, à la meilleure position possible pour quand quelqu'un va commencer. Puis je pense que j'ai fait ça.
Vous avez travaillé sur l'avantage numérique. On va-tu voir des gros changements peut-être après toi? Ou c'est juste quelques petits ajustements qu'on va voir au cours des matchs?
Ah, ben, c'est comme ça, c'est juste le camp. C'est juste la saison. C'est sûr qu'on essaie des choses, mais je suis sûr que les coachs ils ont un plan pour nous autres, puis c'est plus une question pour eux autres.
En tournant à Québec, tu vas-tu te souvenir justement de 2008?
Oui, c'est sûr. Des bonnes mémoires, là. On a eu des gros matchs, là, puis c'est sûr que ça va être le fun de retourner. Thanks, guys.
How do you feel you've acclimatized so far to the team throughout training camp?
Pretty well, I think. We've been in training camp for a week now, and obviously I'm still trying to get to learn the system and what they do on the ice. But at the end of the day, I think it's been going well, but there's always some stuff that I have to adjust as well.
You've kind of been with a couple different partners. Like, what's that adjustment like to kind of go from different guys with Claude getting injured a couple days?
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of used to it, to be honest with you. I think just in the past seasons, like I've been paired up with a lot of different D-men. So for me, being paired up with Clev and now with Chabot and Sabrango, I think for me, I just have to play my game, just read what they do on the ice and kind of work off each other and go from there.
Is that something you'd prefer not to get used to? Like, would it be nice to have just a regular D partner to build some chemistry with,
Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, I think it'll be good to take a bunch of reps with the person that you're going to be with. But it's training camp, and they don't know who you're going to be paired up with. So just right now, I just got to focus on myself. Work well off with whoever I'm with, and have a good training camp.
What's been the toughest thing to adjust to Travis Green's style of play for his team?
I think it's just a fast style play. I think in LA it was mainly more focused on defense, and I think with Ottawa here, I think he wants the D-men to push up. He wants us to be offensive, jumping up in the play, and that's kind of part of my game as well. So that really helps me out, and for me, I just have to be sound defensively and play well in the offensive zone and kind of just take my ability and do all that stuff.
How comfortable have you been just with that, like that it's a bit different from LA where you can be more offensive? Do you feel like it suits your game a little bit?
Yeah, I think it does. I don't want to do too much. If they tell me to, I can be as offensive as I can be. I don't want to kind of get off my game and do too much on the ice, but at the same time, I'm going to take advantage of, with the skills that I have in the O-zone and try and make plays. And, but at the same time, I'm a defenseman, so I want to play well defensively. And, if we do that, we're going to be in the offense, more than we're in the D-zone. So, yeah.
Has Travis Green indicated kind of what your role is on this team at all so far?
No, we're still in training camp. I think he's still trying to, look at how I play on the ice and what my game is, kind of. So, for me, I just have to play my game, and that'll take over on what kind of role I'm going to have. But I think that's down the road, and right now I'm just kind of focused on right now, and the preseason's coming up in Quebec.
Jordan, now that you've been here a couple of weeks, what are your thoughts on Ottawa, just as a city, and your first impressions of the city itself?
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty good. I'm still, I'm gonna get used to the weather once the winter hits, but I think for me, I kind of you kind of take it for granted of being in LA just with the weather, but but at the same time, I think I'm closer to home. Family, friends they're closer to come watch me play here, so it's pretty cool. And right now I haven't really been going to explore, but before training camp, I've been trying to golf and hanging out with the guys around town. So it's a nice city, and I'm pretty happy with it.
When's the first date that your family or parents maybe are coming out to watch?
Actually in Quebec City. Yeah, so they're gonna come to Quebec City and watch the 2 preseason games. So yeah.
That must be a big switch, hey? Just them being able to come so frequently from PEI, is that right?
Yeah, no, they're really excited, especially just with the time change that it was from PEI to LA. So, they're really happy with that, and also just being able to take just one flight to Ottawa and, being here as soon as they can. So they're really excited, and I'm excited as well.
Going to the Center Videotron, you played there in the queue, I'm assuming. What are you excited for, to go back and play in front of a fan base in Quebec City?
Yeah, I'm excited. Luckily, last year I went there for preseason games with the Kings, so it was a cool experience. It's fine when we were in Quebec City. It was a packed barn. A lot of fans came down and watched. So, going back there again today and to play preseason there, I'm really excited, and it'll be a fun time. And I think there's also some time that we can also bond as a team as well. I think we're going golfing tomorrow and kind of just taking the day to ourselves, and for me personally, getting to know other players as well. So I'm really looking forward to it.
When you were still at the Kings and you heard that you were going to play those preseason games in Quebec City, what was your reaction to that? It was a big deal in Quebec, the fact that they were getting a team from out of province to play there. What do you remember about how you reacted to that?
To be honest, I don't really know. For me, I was, Phil Deneau was on that team. I was on the Kings too, so he was really excited because that's where he's from. And for me personally, I was excited too, just because, Videotron, that's where I played in junior, and it brings back a lot of memories. So, going to Quebec City and kind of playing preseason there, and kind of just seeing like where I was 4 years ago and where I am now, it's pretty cool. And obviously, at the end of the day, it's training camp and you're trying to make the team. So, but personally for me, it's always a cool experience to always do that.
What were your impressions of Quebec as a hockey market? Even if they have just a junior team there, they haven't had an NHL team in a while. What are your impressions of how the city gets behind the sport?
I think, there's a lot of fan base behind it. In junior, when I played against the Quebec Ramparts, they get a good amount of fans, and I know that they had a team before back in the day, but I think they're always going to show support on whatever team they have there, and for me personally, I'm always excited to go on the ice there and play in front of those fans as well.
Do you think they could have an NHL team again?
Possibly, but yeah, I'm not too sure. Like, they could, but who knows?
What teammate or teammates have you kind of gotten to know a bit better over the course of the past couple of months?
To be honest with you, obviously I've gotten to know, I knew Dylan Cousins, Drake Batherson, and really Greg before, so I gotten closer to them. But I think Stutzel, Chabot, Pinto, all those guys, it's pretty cool because I think a lot of guys here are all around my age, so it's different compared to being in LA because it's mostly older guys, and kind of being here and being around the same age and having the same hobbies, and they don't have families, so it's pretty it's pretty nice to kind of just text them and being like, hey, you want to hang out? So yeah, it's pretty cool, and I'm still getting to know them, so I'm really excited for the Quebec trip and here on out.
Oh, I know he's not your teammate anymore, but any thoughts on Anze Kopitar's upcoming season? It's announced it's going to be his last.
Yeah, he's a great leader. I've known him for 5 years now, and he's a quiet person, but at the same time, once he starts talking, everyone listens because he's just such a leader, and it shows, especially on the ice. And it's pretty sad. For me personally, you grow up watching him play and being able to play with him the past couple of years, and now retiring. It's unfortunate, but at the same time, he's had a great career, and I'm really happy for him and his family.
Any personal stories having played with him? Any dinners off the ice that you'd like to share?
Once my first year in the league, he actually invited me to his Thanksgiving dinner, and it was just me and some of the younger guys that got to go there and have dinner, and while we got there, he kind of just told us like that Doncic was gonna come over and eat dinner with us. So I was pretty. I didn't know. At first, I was just kind of like, what? Like, but you know, it's pretty cool. Like, I think he just has so many connections around the league and even with different sports. So kind of being able to have dinner with Kopitar and Doncic at the same time, it's a pretty cool experience that I'll never forget. So yeah.
That's crazy. You got to eat with Luka Doncic. What was that like?
I was pretty starstruck, to be honest with you. I like, you know, it was pretty cool. Like, I don't even know. Like, at first I like didn't really believe him, but like he actually showed up at the doorstep, and we're all just kind of like eyeing him, just looking at him, staring at him. So, but you know, after like we just, you know, had a conversation about just not even about sports, just life, honestly. So it was pretty cool to get to know him and just being able to spend dinner with him.
Very cool. Thanks, man.
Wow. I appreciate it. I'm Claire with TSN, by the way.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. How did it just feel being out there, kind of fully skating for the most part with the team?
It felt great. I've been missing getting some contact and getting up to speed. So I've been slowly ramping up to this point today, and it was good to be out there with the guys for actually participating 100%. It's never fun watching on the sidelines. So good step forward today, and I feel good about where I'm at this stage.
You had some conversations, I noticed, with Travis, Nolan, Baumgartner. How are you also just trying to get yourself up to speed with the systems and the new drills?
Yeah, the last couple of days we've been going over some video, watching, but the best thing is going out there and learning the systems by doing it, and maybe making some adjustments along the way. And so now we're getting up to that point where I can participate in the drills and learn by doing, and they've been good at communicating with me and taking the time I need to take to get up to speed with things, and I'm sure we're going to be doing more of that the next week or so.
How does the ab feel too, and when do you think you might actually play in a game?
Yeah, I think this step right now is you want to be fully participating in practice, which is kind of the first day today, and you probably need a little more of that before you play in a game. Is it going to be a week from now? Is it going to be, I don't know. We haven't put a timetable on that, but it's probably not too far away.
And then the last question from me, just coming to this team as such a veteran with a lot of experience in the league, what's your impression of the Ottawa Senators, and what do you think you can add to the group this year?
Young and hungry, determined, they're passionate, and they're willing to learn and put in the work. So there's a good energy in the room, I would say, and I just look forward to be a part of that, help where I can, and try to get the best out of our young players, take the next step, and I try to set the bar for all of those things as a veteran player, and pull everybody in the same direction. Yeah.
Coach, as a player and now as a coach, were you always, or were you ever, and now a big fan of bonding sessions, which is what you're looking like you're doing this weekend?
Well, I wouldn't that's not the only reason we're going to Quebec, that's for sure. I mean, part of training camp is if there's time, you can get away, and guys have worked hard, have a day off where they can play a little golf or something, and then get back to work.
Is Tyler Cleveland going to make the trip to Quebec City?
Yeah, I believe so.
Do you think he'll play?
I'm not sure.
We just saw that 17 players have been sent to Belleville. You've reduced camp numbers. How tough were those decisions?
It's always tough. I mean, it's never easy to decide who's going to go, who's going to stay, how many numbers you need for the rest of camp. Never mind deciding who's on the team, but also keeping in mind that you've got games left. So it goes it's never easy.
How good was it to see Lars Eller play with the main group today?
Yeah, it was great. Good for him. Good for the team. Still a ways away from the start of the season, so that's a good sign.
How do you envision him with his skill set? Let me rephrase it differently. With his skill set, what do you envision him doing on this team? What do you hope to get out of him?
I mean, I think he brings a lot to the table. He's been in the league a long time, understands the game, smart player. We don't necessarily, it's not just coaches that decide where the player is going to play. Lars will kind of tell us where he's going to play with how he plays, but we're very excited that he decided to sign here. He's a good hockey player, all over the ice.
How much will you lean on his championship experience?
Well, I don't think you can just speak about how much you're going to lean on something like that. You would hope that there's certain moments in the year where guys that have been there, done that, provide in thought or advice to the group. But I don't think you can just talk about it openly right now. It just happens naturally.
There were a couple extra conversations Lars was having with yourself and Nolan Baumgartner during practice. What were the topics?
Well, I can't speak for what Nolan was talking to him about, but I just fast-tracking him a little bit. There's a lot of drills that our guys know already that he doesn't know, so just walking him through some of them a little bit.
Is he a little behind the eight ball just because he's missed some of training camp as well?
Well, he hasn't done the drills before. It'd be his first practice. Our guys, we've added a few new drills to our team, but I think that happens a lot with new players. Anytime you trade for a player or a new player that signs somewhere.
Is it time to, where you signed in those guys, Travis, to get down to workable numbers too?
Well, it's definitely part of it, yeah. At some point, I like to split the groups up. Some coaches go with one group and more of an AHL-looking group and spot guys in and out. At the beginning of camp, I like to divide it up evenly. I think it's important that the guys that are either trying to make the NHL or aren't going to be here get some time with some top players and understand how good they are. But there's always a time where you're kind of looking to get down to your team or as close to it, and we're a lot closer to today than we were yesterday.
And just on, what do you think this experience will be like for Thomas Chabot? It's not an opportunity that presents itself very often for NHL players.
Yeah, it's anytime you can go home to play near your hometown or where you grew up, it's always special. So I know he's looking forward to it.
We always usually see Tkachuk and Stützle together.
Mm-hmm.
Claude has been spending a lot of time with them. What do you like from Claude and what he brings to that pairing?
Well, I think Claude Giroux brings a lot wherever he plays. I don't look at it like it's just that pairing. First of all, Claude as a player his resume speaks for itself. So I think a lot of our players can play anywhere. I know he's been there the last couple days or whatever, but I'm comfortable that our guys can play all over the place. We do that a lot. It's not a big thing for our players. I don't know where it'll shake out yet. It could start a certain way in game one, and it can change after the first period. So I'm not I don't worry about the combinations too much.
Does he look like he's 37 or 38 or whatever?
Not to me, no. He looks like a real good hockey player. Age it's just a number.
How impressive is that, though? You don't see a lot of players top line still producing. In some of those drills, he's almost the fastest guy.
Yeah, no, it's impressive, and give G credit. I think we challenged every player differently at the end of the year, and he's no different. We challenged G to come back and maybe even try something new in the off season, and I think he did, and he looks good.
Try new in the off season.
You'd have to ask G. I don't run the off season training, or ask Jeremy.
Maybe speaking of challenges for Tim Stützle, he really stepped up his defensive game last year and still really good offensively. Maybe talk about that challenge as a star player to bring the offense while not taking away from the defense.
Well, any championship team that wins, their star players, they play, and they don't just play offense. They don't cheat. They play at both ends of the rink. They're able to create offense out of good defense. I mean, it's an old cliche, but getting guys to buy in is another thing. And I think Timmy took a big step in that area last year. I don't foresee it changing. I foresee it getting better as he gets older.
What have you liked from David on your second line with Cousins and just with what we've seen in camp, those guys playing together in Satterlund as well?
Yeah, again, I mean, we've played one game. They're comfortable playing with each other. I don't want to downplay it. I don't want to overplay it either. It's just, it's very early. I think our whole group has looked pretty sharp, but the lines can, I wouldn't dwell on lines yet. Lines can change fast. They might start this way. I don't know yet.
Any update on Tyler Clevin?
Skated today.
He'll make a trip, I'm assuming.
Jordan Spence getting some reps on PP2, it looks like yesterday.
Who?
Today. Jordan Spence getting some reps on the power play. Just maybe, what do you hope to see if he's part of that makeup on the power play?
Yeah, quite honestly, I don't necessarily foresee that. I think he knows that. We've got two pretty good defensemen that can man the power play already. But we also want to give him some reps. We also want to get other guys killing penalties. I think he would not be offended if I said Thomas Chabot or Sandy are playing on the power play ahead of him. So for me, his 5-on-5 game is most important.
Travis, how are you seeing Lixel and Kaliev pushing each other?
I don't think they're necessarily pushing each other. They're pushing themselves to make the team. They've both been okay. And, you know, camps change as it goes on, too. The beginning of camp is a lot of different players playing. The play isn't as clean. More AHL players in the games. As camp goes on, there's cuts, teams cut players, and we'll see where they end up.
Are those two players you're keeping a close eye on, though?
Yeah, they're definitely, for sure.
Jake Sanderson set personal highs last year in goals and points. I'm just curious, like his on-ice impact offensively and defensively were still strong. Do you believe that there's still like another level that he can get to as a player?
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah, I do.
What would you anticipate as
I don't know. I wouldn't want to put a number on what he can do. I just know that he's young still, and he's getting better. He got better from the start of last year to the end of this year, or end of last year. And to me, just in a short showing, he looks like he's improved. But he's also, players of his skill in hockey sense mature the longer they are in the league as well. They learn a lot, and you know, sometimes it's just subtle things that they learn, you know, when to poke a puck off a stick. They also learn the other players in the league, the tendencies of players. I think he's just scratching the surface of what he can be, and what his ceiling is, I don't know yet. I don't think anyone does.
Most of us in the room yesterday, we were at the premiere for episode 1 of the Amazon series where Brady's going to be a part of it.
Okay, I have my thoughts.
Really?
I don't know if
You're not allowed to review it yet.
Yeah, I don't know.
There's an embargo.
My general question is just, what have you thought of how, particularly in the last year because of Four Nations bringing you guys to the playoffs,
What have you thought of how his star profile has risen around the league? Of course, he has the Tkachuk name that people know, but more and more people, not even just hockey fans, know the name Brady Tkachuk. What do you think of that?
I haven't thought of it, but since you asked, I think it's great for the game. They have a bit of a household name, as you've said, obviously with Matthew winning, being to the finals 3 times in a row, and Big Walt having the career that he did. Am I surprised? No. Is it great for hockey? Yes. Is it great for Brady? Yeah, it is. It's good. It's good for the city of Ottawa too. Good for his teammates. You want to sell the game as well, and I think it's great.